Right, well, this is part 2 of the transformation of the mini Inferno, the half8 Inferno, onto 2.4 gig from 27 megahertz. The old radio gear has been taken out. We've got what they call a battery saver. This is, after further research, this is a receiver and a speed controller combined. That's the crystal inside there. Speed control, obviously that's for the FETs, etc., and the wires for the motor, and that these feeble little wires lead to a quite powerful battery. So we'll need to look at upgrading the wires, upgrading the plug, when we upgrade to the new receiver. As you can see, they're really they're not up to the job. They're very tiny. We'll put some probably 10 gauge wires or maybe 14 gauge wires on, rather than those. The new speed controller has got beefier wires, but the motor itself to the car has wires just like that, and they're just not acceptable. So we'll change those. We'll change the connector as well, because that connector is obsolete. We will use a Dean's type connector. It's a D. It makes it so that it's a stronger, better connection, and we'll also put bullet connectors on these when they arrive. So that is the old gear out, and that's out of the way. What we have is we have the new receiver. I'll show some close-ups of this in the video. That is your receiver with your channels there. I've received the speed controller, which is frankly bigger than I expected it to be. This speed controller is quite beefy. It handles 330 amps at full toss, but as you can see, the connecting wires to the motor and the battery are bigger. That connector is the old Futaba connector, and I'm going to remove that, and as I say, put the Dean's connectors on. Those are the new connectors for the motor, and we'll put bullet connectors, gold bullet connectors on those and onto the motor. That will be changed. This is one of those jobs which appear to have been easy to start off with, but everything you look at, because the equipment is so old, it's using outdated technology in the car, and the new technology has moved on, and lots of things actually have to be changed, and that includes, strangely enough, the servo. Again, I'll show close-ups of this. The servo itself is a 4-wire servo in the car. Well, those are just not on now. This provides feedback, positional feedback to the receiver, the old receiver. Well, modern receivers and modern servos actually have the positional software and hardware within the servo itself, so they only need 3 wires and not the 4: the black, the red, the white and the orange. The black and red obviously is negative and positive. The white and the orange are signal leads from the servo to receiver, vice versa. Modern servos, which I have one here, exactly the same size, but that is only a 3-wire servo. That is brown for negative, red for positive, and orange is the signal wire, and that will fit the new receiver quite happily. So that will be replaced in there. As for positioning of the gear, well, I had